Hi guys, my name is Annabelle from Horizon Cosplay, and today I'm going to be showing you my easy grommet hack. Okay guys, so you are going to need some fabric. I've already cut mine into shape. You're going to need some grommets. Mine are gold, but the colour doesn't really matter. A grommet tool, some thread, any colour of your choice, a hand sewing needle, some scissors, and a hole punch. Make sure it's a sharp one of the correct size to match your grommets, and a random pointy thing, which you will see what I will use that for in a moment. The first steps are to get your two pieces of fabric and line them up. You can do this individually, but I would say you'd need to mark where you want your grommets first, whereas I decided to wing it. You then want to get your pointy thing. That's me deciding where I want my grommets, and stab the pointy thing to make small holes through both bits of fabric. And this is the equivalent of me marking where my grommets are going to go, but it also gives me a visual lineup that's really easy to see when I use the hole punch later on. The other reason I do this is because I find that when I punch a hole first, the hole punch just seems to work a little bit better, but that might just be me. So yeah, and then once you've got it all lined up, just show it to the camera and then we'll carry on. Now we're going to get our hole punch, removing the bottom of the hole punch so the fabric can easily fall through. I'm going to line up the holes that I've just poked through the fabric and punch them in, and when they're all done, we'll start putting the grommets in. Next, when inserting grommets, I'm going to put them through the hole that I've already made, get my grommet tool and basically just press down as it says on the instructions of the grommet tool. You can use a hammer tool as well, pretty much no difference whatsoever. And all I'm doing there is just giving it a nice double press to make sure that I've got it right, and then I'm going to go on and do the rest of them. Thanks to the hole that's already there, this is super easy to do. And once they are all done, you are ready for the next step. It was at this point I changed my plans with how the back of the corset was going to be done up, and so I redid all of those first steps and chose a new colour of thread. It's worth mentioning here that I have knotted both ends of my thread together so that I'm actually using a double thread. The first thing that I am doing here is putting the needle through from the back side of the fabric, pulling it tight, and then putting it back to the back. What I am then going to do is come up through the middle of the grommet, go over the top and put it pretty much back where I just pulled it out from, to create a nice locking stitch for me to do the rest of my thread with. Once that has been accomplished, I am going to go round the grommet, doing nice little loops, leaving a big gap in between each one, so going through the center and then going through the fabric to the back of the grommet again. Now the purpose of this layer is pretty much just to give the next layer we do some grip so that it doesn't move around so much, so it doesn't matter if the gaps are a bit big. I try and think of a 5-pointed star when you do it with straight lines, that kind of thing, and it works pretty well for me. Now, starting from my last stitch, I'm going to be placing the stitches much closer together, so the same process, coming out through the middle of the grommet, going back in, pretty much touching the edge of the grommet on the fabric side, and just gradually going around the circle, making sure to fill in any gaps that might be showing the metal underneath. This is also a great thing to do if you found that your grommets have blemished over time. If you want to use a gold metallic thread, it can give them a nice fresh look, even if underneath they're a little bit grotty. Finally, after putting your final stitch in, flip your fabric over and put a normal sewing knot. I tend to cut my tails quite short or hide them inside the two layers of fabric to make it look nice and neat and tidy. And there you have it, some beautifully stitched grommets. Hey guys, I hope you found that video helpful. If you like my Fairy Queen costume, remember to subscribe because I'll be featuring it in a future video very soon. Otherwise, if you found this video helpful, please give me a like because it really helps me out, and I will be seeing you next Wednesday. Bye!